Welcome back to another episode of Full Retard. Today we have more entitled parent stories. First up, entitled mother-in-law demands we pay for our brother-in-law's lifestyle choices by Jeevish Atri 01. This is going to be a long story, so ask for your forgiveness in advance. Also, excuse my grammar as English is not my first language. No, I am not making this up. On all of it is 100% true. So please don't comment on how this cannot be possible, as I'm already aware how crazy this can sound. I am posting this here and now because this was the first time my husband ever permitted me to do so. Too long, didn't read at the end. Background. My husband's come from a poor background, as in he could not attend college because he had to take up a job in our country's different defense forces the moment he was 18. I am, on the other hand, come from a middle-class family, as in could attend college and even have a master's degree, but nothing super fancy. We were married, arranged marriage, when I was 24 and he was 25. For our marriage, all my husband's salary went directly to his family. That means 7 years of income, a major part of which actually went to his brother-in-law, as he was too special to find a job. Also could not keep one for longer than a year. When I came to my husband's house, my brother-in-law already had 4 children with his wife, pregnant with the 5th. My brother-in-law's credit was a mess, as he had taken multiple loans for funding his alcoholic, holier-than-thou lifestyle, and my husband was a complete pushover with no spine of his own to speak for himself. It took me 2 years and a toddler blessed with a baby boy, forced him to grow a spine, as now we had a family of his own and he needed to care for it. I had to make him understand that he can no longer send 90% of our income to his brother and force us to bring a bankruptcy, as his brother cannot afford his own lifestyle. Slowly, my husband stopped sending them any money, as his parents had had enough income to maintain themselves, and it was high time for his brother to get his lazy butt and do some crap. Main story. Now, this is the main event that took place about 5 years ago, when my husband was 30, that forced us to go no contact with my in-laws and a major part of my husband's family. My brother-in-law now had 5 children, blessed with all girls, was on brink of bankruptcy, and had already used a major part of the inheritance that he was going to be passed down from his parents. This interaction took place on my first 2 nieces' wedding. They had a joint wedding and reception, as brother-in-law didn't have the money for 2 separate weddings. Entitled mother-in-law to husband. You should start helping your brother again, as he is having a lot of trouble with funds lately. We are in a pretty tight spot ourselves, Mom, especially with Ellen, me, pregnant with the 2nd child. Entitled sister. Well then, you should help your brother even more, as you know what it feels like to be with a pregnant woman. After all, we are also expecting. What? You are pregnant again? My actual words. What do you mean, daughter-in-law? Aren't you happy? It can actually be a boy this time. Not everyone is as lucky as you, who gets a boy on the first chance. Me being flabbergasted. What the F are you talking about? I won't treat a daughter any different than a son. Well, you can say that since you already have a son. I don't care about entitled brothers and entitled sisters' lifestyle choices but I can't share any more money with them, as I have my own family now, and we need to save to buy a house, start son's college fund, etc. You don't have any right to speak about your brother like that. He is trying to improve. A lie. He also has responsibilities. Me laughing. Right, as if he knows what responsibilities are. You be, her actual word. You dare speak about my husband like that. Everyone was now looking at us. She gets into my face and actually tries to punch a very pregnant me. Shh, my husband stopped in her midair. You dare. She is pregnant, and even if she was not, how could you think that you could punch her? Me, shocked plus angry. Well, we shall leave now. I don't think we are welcome in this wedding anymore. Husband follows me without speaking another word. We got many vile and abusive messages and even threats from his side of the family on how we spoiled our niece's marriage and how family always comes first. Fortunately, we had never given my in-laws our address, and even if they could get it somehow, no one would have had the money for the plane ticket, as we lived at the geographically opposite corner of the country at the time. Also, we have shifted twice since then and have blocked out most of his side of the family, leaving out some of his sensible cousins and uncle or aunts, etc., and informed everyone on my side of the family, plus our friends, to maintain absolutely no contact with them. Too long, didn't read. Entitled mother-in-law and sister-in-law demand we pay for brother-in-law's family and his 4 left children on the oldest 2 nieces' wedding. Try to physically assault when told no. Edit. Thanks for all your support. It made our day. Also, thanks for the awards. Love you all. Next up, The Swings Are Only for My Kid by CT7528. This story is my account of what happened. before Corona. Too long, didn't read. Entitled mom decides swings are only for her wood chip throwing son. I was on the swings at my country club with my sister one day, just talking and having a good time. I was 7 and my sister was 6ish. So anyway, here is the cast. Entitled mother, entitled kid, my mom, my sister, country club employee, and me. Entitled mom and kid walk up. Entitled mom, my angel says you won't let him on the swing. Is that true? Me scared, no. Remember, I'm 7 and I'm not used to having angry Karens coming out of nowhere and yelling at me. How dare you call my angel a liar? He told me so and he never lies. Me still scared, almost shaking. I'm sorry, but I didn't say he could not swing on the swing. Where is your mother? I need to tell her how rude you were to me and my son. This was the oldest trick in the book. I pointed at the nearest woman and said, her, as fast as possible, and booked it for my real mom. My mom, seeing us run over, what happened? Me and my sister. Some lady started yelling at us for no reason. My sister didn't talk during the initial Karen attack because she was on the verge of tears. Remember, we were 7 and 6 years old. My mom, where is she? I need to talk to her. Over there. My mom walks over to entitled mom, who is now in a lawn chair. Hey, were my kids being disrespectful to you? My mom takes the strategy of killing them with kindness. Yes, they were not letting my kid on the swings. Oh, I'm sorry, but I saw what happened, and I did not see your kid say anything to my kids, and they don't say he did either. Are you calling my son a liar? How dare you? Entitled kid starts running in the background. I take notice and realize what he is doing. He is running directly towards the swing. Me, being the petty little 7-year-old that I was, took off running trying to save our swing. My sister soon realized too and started running. We beat him there by a second, and he jumped right on my swing anyway, with me on it. I pushed him off, and the following ensured. Entitled kid jumps up to the tower next to the swings with a handful of wood chips from the floor of the playground, throws them like carpet bombs, getting me and my sister very dirty. Entitled mom that comes running over with my mom close behind. You hurt my baby, you little... They're children. Watch your mouth. Yes, my mom was that kind of parent. Well, they hurt him, and I will not stand by while you let your kids make all of their own decisions on their own. They are rude and hurtful and should have never been allowed to come here. Keep in mind that there is a members-only club, and you need a friend to be there already to sponsor you, so it is hard to get into. Entitled mom grabs my arm and throws me off the swings nearly to the ground. Country club employee has seen the whole thing. Ma'am, I'm going to need to ask you to leave this family alone, or you will be asked to leave. Your child threw wood chips all over these kids here, and they did nothing wrong. It was them pointing at us. They attacked my kids and were going to attack me. They pushed my baby off the swings and were going to attack me. Country club employee, ma'am, I'm going to need to ask you to leave. No, it was those little monsters. Now. Entitled mom grabs her kids and leaves. Final. Next. Entitled mom pawned all my jewelry by Calpurnia Inera. Long story short, I don't have a relationship with my mother. She is manipulative and made me feel terrible about myself whenever I talked to her. This just came to me and I figured I'd share. I come from a Cuban family on my dad's side. That means you get real gold jewelry at a young age. My ears were pierced at 6 months. I had a small miracle medal, things like that. One important thing I got was a name bracelet from my abuela. I used to wear it every day and I loved it. I always had small wrists, so even as a teen it still fit. I'd get various things from my abuela, like necklaces, earrings, things like that for holidays and birthdays. Anyways, my parents split up and entitled mom was constantly broke. I'm not sure how, to be honest. She got $2,000 a month in child support and alimony. Plus she worked, but she constantly needed money. To be honest, I think she was doing drugs or wasted it all on booze, regardless. Entitled mom was very good at getting pity from others. She'd tell them that she's raising us alone, and people believed it. She was also good at messing with my emotions. One day she was crying and said we had no money and we'd be kicked out of our apartment and we needed food. She didn't know what to do, so she was pawning some stuff. She then asked me if she can take some of my jewelry and pawn it, and she swears she'd get it back. Me, being like 13, had no concept of this and let her. She never got my stuff back. My bracelet, the things from my grandmother, gone. I remember I asked her what happened to it, and she said it was too late to get them back. She also sold my brother's Pokemon card. This was in 2000. He had some rare ones. Nothing like stealing from your kids, am I right? Finally, entitled dad tries to get my dad into a scheme to hoodwink me out of going on a trip with friends and tries to force my dad to apologize to his entitled kid. Obligatory, on mobile, and happened a few months ago. I moved countries, and in my new school, I immediately made friends with entitled kid. Big mistake. Comes to bite me in the butt. We used to do a lot of things together, like good friends do. So we decided to try and develop an app. And I'm an amateur programmer, so he took the art side. We worked on his project for months. When out of the blue, he starts accusing me of not working, when I had nearly made the entire back end already. This led to a falling out, which we eventually got over. We abandoned the idea of working together ever again. Our school then issued a school trip to Dubai. Now, entitled kid wanted to go, and his father wanted me to go with him. Now, my dad had given me an option. You can get that gaming PC you have been begging for, or you can go on the trip. I had no intention of going on the trip after that, because it is essentially a free week of holiday. Plus, I get a brand new PC, so I could finally abandon my Intel Atom laptop. Now, entitled kid's dad wanted to get me to go, because entitled kid wouldn't shut up about it. But entitled kid's dad didn't want to spend money on it. So he asked my dad to promise him and that they would send us and pull the rug at the very end. My dad doesn't do such shenanigans. Our relationship based on trust, and he gives it to me bluntly and doesn't lie to me unless it's absolutely necessary. I honor my side of it as well. He called him nuts and told me everything, and then out on the same day, my phone started blowing up. Entitled kid was texting me, calling me a F and D and etc. He called me a TA for running our friendship, and my dad got understandably peaked. I'm a bit less confrontational, so I was looking upset, and my dad took over. He sent him a fairly cold text message telling him to watch his language, and what I do is none of his business. This peed off entitled kid's dad, and he started calling my dad to call him an a-hole for breaking up a friendship. I had enough by this point and cut off all contacts. I get a call a few weeks later, where I was met with a blast of sound from the entitled dad. He demanded that I apologize to his poor baby. The dude is effing 14 like me, and that he was depressed. I just ended the call and blocked the number. I got several phone calls that week, but never picked them up. Not to entertainment, but this happened, and it still affects me to this day. I now have a better friends group and haven't contacted him in months. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. It really helps us out. Subscribe to our podcast and like us on Facebook.